One of his most candid interviews ever, Britain's Prince William is talking about the impact of losing his mother. He's hoping to help others by sharing his very personal thoughts.
Prince William has reportedly taken unprecedented legal action against Queen Camilla, which has sent shockwaves throughout the royal family and British society. This bold step marks a significant escalation in what royal insiders describe as a long-overdue move, while others question its true motives. As the future king challenges the woman who reshaped his father's reign, one thing is sure: this isn't just royal drama. It's a battle that could redefine the monarchy itself. Was this confrontation inevitable? Or did something finally push William to take action? Join us as we uncover the truth behind this shocking royal showdown. Royal drama takes center stage. Princess Anne, the only daughter of the late Queen Elizabeth II, has reportedly initiated legal proceedings against Queen Camilla, creating significant tension within the British royal family and inspiring Prince William's legal action against Camilla. This unexpected development has shocked both the public and royal observers, as formal legal disputes between royal family members are virtually unprecedented in modern British history. The legal challenge represents a remarkable departure from the royal family's traditional handling of disagreements privately. This public conflict threatened to undermine the monarchy's carefully cultivated image of unity and dignity. Royal commentators note that the timing and nature of this legal battle raise questions about the underlying issues that could have driven Princess Anne, known for her steadfast loyalty to the crown, to take such an extraordinary step. To better understand the context of this situation, it's essential to consider Princess Anne's character and reputation. Former royal staff members consistently describe her as remarkably grounded and authentic, embodying many of the pragmatic qualities associated with her parents. Her straightforward approach to royal duties has earned her considerable respect over the decades. Her choice not to give her children royal titles reflects her preference for substance over ceremony and her desire to provide them with more normal lives. This deliberate step away from royal privilege demonstrated her practical values and independent thinking. Her unpretentious approach to royal life has resonated strongly with the public and those within palace circles. Princess Anne's reputation for hard work, minimal fuss, and genuine commitment to her charitable causes has established her as one of the most respected members of the royal family. Admired for her authenticity, in an institution often defined by tradition and formality. Princess Anne's dedication to service goes beyond royal tradition, shaping her identity as a hardworking and independent figure within the monarchy. But does her no-nonsense approach strengthen the monarchy's image, or does it highlight the growing divide between duty and tradition? Titles and turmoil. Princess Anne has proven herself to be a true champion of charity work, traveling across borders to make fundamental changes in people's lives. Her impact reaches beyond royal duties, as she works with more than 300 charities in the UK and worldwide. She even took the initiative to start her organization, which began as the Princess Royal Trust for Carers, and later became known as the Carers Trust, showing her deep commitment to helping others. Queen Camilla's life changed completely when her relationship with King Charles became public, drawing attention from people everywhere. Before that, she had lived a quiet life, staying out of the spotlight until fate led her to a surprising moment in 2004. Author Kate Moss recalls meeting her at a party and sharing a lighthearted conversation while waiting in line for the restroom. It was only later that she realized she had been chatting with none other than Camilla Parker Bowles herself. Camilla's journey to becoming queen has been anything but smooth. Once known as the most hated woman in Britain because of her connection to Charles and Diana's marriage, she faced years of public scrutiny. Her story with Charles began in 1970 with a simple, playful remark about their ancestors. She mentioned that her great-grandmother had been involved with his great-great-grandfather, never expecting that history would repeat itself in their own lives. Those close to Camilla say she never dreamed of wearing the crown, with the Marquis of Lansdowne confirming that becoming queen was the furthest thing from her mind. She simply couldn't have predicted that her relationship with Charles would lead to where they are today, making her journey to the throne all the more remarkable. Camilla's rise to the throne may have been unexpected, but not everyone believes it was purely fate. Was Camilla simply following her heart? Or was there a deeper strategy behind her path to becoming queen? Palace power gets personal. The story takes an unexpected twist when Prince Harry publicly shares his thoughts about Queen Camilla, describing her as dangerous and hinting that she has bigger ambitions. In his view, she carefully planned her way into the royal family, making strategic moves, securing alliances, and reshaping her public image to eventually become queen. However, Queen Elizabeth seemed to see a different side of Camilla, appreciating her dedication to meaningful causes, like fighting violence against women. Over time, the Queen grew fond of her and ultimately gave her blessing for Camilla to take on the role of Queen Consort. The shift in power after Queen Elizabeth's passing might have stirred up some tension between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. Royal insiders hint that Anne might feel pushed aside now that Camilla sits at the center of royal influence, which could explain why she's taking such decisive action. Life in the public eye presented significant challenges for Princess Anne during her formative years, as she often found herself subject to intense media scrutiny. The press frequently characterized her as unapproachable, even bestowing the unflattering nickname, her royal rudeness, following an incident at a 1982 horse trial, where she requested photographers maintain their distance. Yet beneath the media's harsh portrayal, Anne has shown genuine commitment to her royal duties and public service. She's made it clear that her work isn't just for show, pushing back against those who might think otherwise. Her approach to royal duties reflects a deeper understanding of what it means to serve the public, highlighting the complexities of performing royal duties today. But does her no-nonsense approach make her the most unrelatable royal? Or does it challenge the traditions that define the monarchy? Princess gets things done. Princess Anne has proven that royal duties mean more than just checking boxes. She took a full decade to feel ready to join Save the Children's public debates. Her dedication shows in the numbers, with over 11,000 royal engagements between 2002 and 2022, earning her the title of the hardest-working royal. The British public loves her genuine approach, as she doesn't worry too much about following every royal rule to the letter, making her a true national treasure. What makes Anne unique is how real she keeps things. She does her makeup, fixes her hair, and drives herself to events. She even stands in line for the bathroom at her daughter's horse competitions, just like everyone else. Regarding manual work, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty, fixing fences on her property without thinking twice about it. She also takes a practical approach to meeting people, choosing not to shake hands rather than playing favorites. Fashion is another area where Anne stands out, but not in the flashy way you might expect from a royal. She caught the eye of former British Vogue editor Edward Enninful for wearing sustainable fashion long before it became popular. Her style choices have always been practical and forward-thinking, showing she understands what matters in fashion and life. This approach to fashion mirrors her thoughtful, principled stance on royal affairs, raising questions about how these values might factor into her recent conflict with Queen Camilla. Could her commitment to authenticity be at the heart of the current royal tensions? Royals, fashion, and affairs. Princess Anne is known for breaking royal traditions by wearing outfits more than once, like the floral dress she wore to 2 royal weddings nearly 30 years apart. As a supporter of British fashion, she leads by example, wearing everything from military-style outfits to bright patterns, always ensuring her clothes work with her busy lifestyle. In the 70s, Princess Anne turned heads with her bold fashion choices, embracing puffed sleeves, florals, and striking stripes that placed her among the most stylish royals of her time. Even today, she continues to make a statement, adding personal touches like her signature brooches to formal attire and confidently pulling off military-inspired looks that few other royal women dare to try. Her style reflects a balance between tradition and practicality, proving that she isn't afraid to experiment while staying true to her timeless elegance. Queen Camilla's story reads more like a complicated romance novel that shook up the royal family. Her bond with Charles wasn't just a brief romance but a deep connection built on their shared background in aristocratic circles. They found comfort with each other, and Camilla often turned to Charles for advice. However, their relationship caused problems, especially with Charles's sons, William and Harry. Charles and Camilla's relationship faced early problems, primarily because of Charles's great-uncle Lord Mountbatten. He didn't think Camilla would make a good queen and strongly opposed the marriage. He reportedly told Charles to have fun with dating but marry someone young who doesn't know much about royal life. This old-fashioned advice shows how traditions and social ranks still ruled the royal family, setting up all the later complications. The pressures of tradition and royal expectations had already begun shaping Charles and Camilla's future long before they had a real chance to build a life together. But was their separation truly inevitable? Or was it carefully orchestrated to push Charles toward a more suitable match? Love, duty, and distance. When Charles went away for 7 months on HMS Nueva, it looked like people were working behind the scenes to separate him and Camilla. His uncle Mountbatten might have planned this trip on purpose, and even the Queen seemed to prefer the idea of Charles marrying Diana. Camilla struggled with the separation, and Charles knew it too. He wrote that watching Camilla wave goodbye as his ship left would likely mark the beginning of the end for them. As Charles approached 30, his family started dropping hints that it was time to find a wife. Though he still cared for Camilla, she had already married someone else, leaving him little choice but to look elsewhere. The Queen had her eye on Lady Diana, a quiet young woman from a noble family who Charles had known since she was small. In an awkward move, Charles asked Camilla to take Diana under her wing and help her adjust to royal life. However, Charles and Diana's marriage started falling apart quickly. The spark they once had turned into anger and frustration, though Charles found some happiness in being a father to William and Harry. Things got so bad that by 1992, the Prime Minister had to announce their separation to Parliament.
With permission, Madam Speaker, I wish to inform the House that Buckingham Palace are at this moment issuing the following statement. It reads as follows. It is announced from Buckingham Palace that with regret, the Prince and Princess of Wales have decided to separate,
making their private struggles very public. Princess Anne's view of Camilla gradually changed. She watched Camilla take on more royal duties and work hard at them. At first, Anne didn't think Camilla could ever be queen, but her mind began to shift. The whole situation blew up even more when tapes of Charles and Camilla's relationship got leaked to the media, turning their private conversations into public entertainment. The revelation showed how complicated and messy the situation had become, with personal feelings tangled up in royal duties and public expectations. The leaked tapes turned a private affair into a public spectacle, exposing the deep struggles within the royal family for all to see. What had once been rumors was now undeniable proof of a love that refused to be silenced. But was this scandal the turning point that forced the royals to confront the truth? Or just another chapter in a saga far from over? Royal love gets messy. The scandal exploded in 1993 when newspapers published private phone calls between Charles and Camilla, showing how much they still loved each other. These conversations, printed in papers worldwide, revealed their deep connection and how unhappy they were in their marriages. This leak embarrassed everyone involved, especially Camilla, who had managed to stay out of the spotlight until then. Diana finally had enough at a birthday party in 1989. She walked up to Camilla and told her directly that she knew what was happening between her and Charles. After this, she had an interview with Martin Bashir.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
3 years after she and Charles separated, she told viewers that there were 3 people in her marriage. After that interview, public opinion turned against Camilla. People called her the Rottweiler and blamed her for breaking up the royal marriage. Camilla knew she had to change how people saw her with her reputation in tatters. This meant winning over other royals, including Princess Anne, but that wouldn't be easy. Anne had never been warm toward any of Charles's partners, but things were especially tough with Camilla because of their shared history. Anne's coldness toward Camilla is more profound than just protecting her brother. For years, she fought against Camilla becoming queen consort, suggesting there might be old wounds or conflicts we don't know about. The tension between these 2 strong-willed women shows how complicated relationships can get within the royal family, especially when past histories and future roles collide. Anne's resistance to Camilla's rise wasn't just about tradition. It hinted at deeper, unresolved tensions within the family. Whether rooted in loyalty to the late queen or personal history, her opposition made Camilla's path to acceptance even more challenging. But did time truly heal the rift between them? Or was Anne simply accepting the inevitable shift in royal power? Love and royal rules. Charles proposed to Camilla in 2005 and gave her his grandmother's diamond ring. They married that April. When Charles became king in September 2022, Camilla took the title of Queen Consort.
God save the king! May thy servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled by thine abundant grace and with all princely virtues.
Prince William stood by as a witness. Camilla and Anne's paths crossed many years ago through Camilla's boyfriend, Andrew Parker Bowles. In the 1960s, Camilla broke tradition by wearing black to her debutante party when everyone else wore white. That's where she first met Andrew. He was an officer in the Royal Horse Guards and played polo with Prince Charles. Camilla and Andrew dated for 6 years, but things weren't smooth because Andrew often cheated. During this time, Camilla became friends with Charles and met Lucia, who became a close friend. Things got even more complicated when Andrew started dating Princess Anne. Everyone thought they were perfect for each other, but there was a big problem. Andrew was Catholic, and back then, royals couldn't marry Catholics because of an old law from 1701. This rule made their relationship impossible since Anne was 4th in line to the throne. Rumors swirl that Charles and Camilla's romance may have sparked while Camilla was still involved with Anne's ex, Andrew Parker Bowles, adding another twist to this already tangled royal web. It's a story where love, duty, and royal expectations collide, fueling decades of drama and lingering tensions. This complicated past sheds light on why Anne and Camilla's relationship has remained so uneasy, proving that in the royal family, personal history is never just in the past. The tangled web of relationships within the royal family has blurred the lines between love, loyalty, and revenge, making it difficult to separate fact from speculation. What started as romantic entanglements eventually shifted into unexpected friendships, though not without stirring up fresh scandals. But did time truly mend these complicated relationships? Or did it simply force them into quiet acceptance for the sake of royal appearances? Drama heals into friendship. People gossiped that Camilla started dating Charles to get even with Andrew Parker Bowles for his affair with Princess Anne. However, Anne and Andrew have remained friends over the years. Royal writer Tom Quinn suggests Anne probably figured out they worked better as friends than romantic partners. Their close friendship stirred up trouble during Anne's first marriage to Mark Phillips. Rumors spread that Anne and Andrew were having an affair, before she split from Phillips in 1989. Even though Anne and Camilla's relationship was rocky for years, they have grown closer. These days, they can even joke about how TV shows portray them as rivals in love. They work together at royal events, such as when they recently hosted a party at Buckingham Palace for charity organizations. Anne wore a white outfit that looked much like her wedding dress from when she married Timothy Lawrence in 1992, keeping things simple, just like she did back then, with a small wedding in Scotland. At that palace reception, Anne chose her seahorse brooch and navy accessories, while Camilla wore a blue dress with some historic ivy leaf brooches from the 1930s. Other royals, including the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, were there, as were some famous faces like actress Ruth Wilson. Everything seemed fine between Anne and Camilla. That's why everyone's so surprised about the legal action. After all those years of tension turning into what looked like friendship, something must have happened to make Anne take such a big step. It shows that even when things seem calm on the surface, old conflicts can bubble up again. Royal tensions break surface. During a University of London ceremony, the relationship between Queen Camilla and Princess Anne became evident to everyone watching. Camilla, 77, was there to receive an honorary degree from Anne. Things got awkward right at the entrance. Camilla tried to let Anne go in first, following royal protocol. But Anne smiled and waved Camilla ahead, even though everyone knows the Queen ranks higher than a princess. The ceremony was remarkable. Camilla joined a notable group of honorary degree recipients, including Winston Churchill and Dame Judi Dench. Sir Mark Looke praised her work with literacy, noting how she dedicated herself to public service since marrying Charles. Princess Anne also complimented Camilla during her speech, saying she was modern, a trait Charles shares with his forward-thinking approach. But even with all these polite words, you could still tell something was off between the two women. Having her sister-in-law present her honorary degree was uncomfortable enough. But it's even worse when that sister-in-law also takes legal action against her. The event revealed how royals must keep smiling in public despite private conflicts. They say everything right, but their body language tells the truth. King Charles brought a touch of humor to his coronation, making light of his famously swollen sausage fingers as Prince William helped him into his regal attire. But beneath the royal banter, Princess Anne recognized the moment's weight, knowing how challenging it was for her brother to step into this long-anticipated role. Taking the throne later in life than any monarch before, Charles wasted no time making his mark, using global platforms like COP28 to champion climate action and prove that his reign would be anything but passive. Charles's reign is more than just a ceremonial transition. It tests whether the monarchy can evolve while maintaining its deep-rooted traditions. With growing calls for modernization and a shifting public opinion, he faces the challenge of proving that the royal family remains relevant today. Will he successfully bridge the gap between tradition and progress, or will history remember him as a king who struggled to adapt? A lasting legacy. King Charles has stepped into his role with a mix of tradition, modern values, and a determination to leave his mark. From his early days as the longest-serving heir to his bold stance on climate change, he has shown that his reign will not be one of quiet observance. Despite years of personal controversy and public skepticism, he has embraced his responsibilities, proving he is more than just a placeholder on the throne. The question now is how he will balance the pressures of tradition with the need for a more progressive, engaged monarchy. Yet his reign is not without its challenges. Family tensions, shifting public attitudes, and the ongoing evolution of the royal family's role in the modern world continue to shape his legacy. His relationships with Camilla, William, and even Harry will influence how history remembers him. The scandals, conflicts, and deep-seated loyalties within the royal household have not faded, and his every move is scrutinized. How he handles these pressures will determine whether he is seen as a transformative monarch or simply upholds the status quo. As the royal family enters this new chapter, one thing is clear. Charles's reign will be closely watched, debated, and analyzed for years to come. Will he be the king who modernized the monarchy, or will he struggle to connect with a changing world? Whatever the future holds, his leadership marks the beginning of a new royal era, and the impact of his rule will shape the House of Windsor for generations to come. Will Princess Anne and Prince William's legal action against Queen Camilla expose long-hidden royal tensions and reshape the monarchy's future? Or will their efforts be silenced, leaving the truth buried behind palace doors? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.